So we will see some interesting connection of the verses. In the second chapter, 7th verse, Arjuna spoke to Krishna and said that he is confused about dharma. Dharma sammodha chetaha karpanya doshopahata swabhava pruchami tvam dharma sammodha chetaha. I'm confused about what is dharma. I'm not able to decide what is dharma. This was Arjuna's exact question. And then in the 4th chapter, Krishna spoke another interesting verse. He himself said in the 8th verse, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I come to establish dharma. So Krishna is only saying why he comes. He comes to establish dharma. Now in the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, I will tell you something very serious and important thing. And what is that? He said, now throw away all the religion. You only told you come to establish dharma. Now you are asking me to abandon all dharma. So isn't it contradicting? God says, I come to establish dharma. And Arjuna is saying, I am confused about dharma. And Krishna said, no, I come to establish the dharma. And at the end, after speaking everything, now Krishna says, now all the dharma you throw away. So once I heard one devotee saying this, that he had been to one program, some Bhagavad Gita recitation program. So their children were chanting the shlokas. And they were chanting this shloka, 18 chapter 66. Sarva dharman, they were chanting Sarva adharman parityajya mame kam sharanam vraja. So this devotee corrected them. No, you're chanting this verse wrongly. It is not adharman, sarva dharman. Then they said, no, how can God say like this? That you abandon dharma. This is, this is very difficult to digest. That God is supposed to encourage us to follow dharma. What kind of God is this in Bhagavad Gita saying that you abandon dharma? So there must be some mistake, printing mistake. Or maybe somebody over a period of time, Bhagavad Gita, some change has happened to Bhagavad Gita. Actually, it is adharman. Sarva adharman parityajya mahamekam sharana. So you throw all adharma and surrender unto me. So this is it makes complete sense. It makes proper meaning when you say sarva adharman parityajya. Because on what basis we are saying this? God told in 4th chapter that I come to establish dharma. So you see, it matches. God comes to establish dharma. You throw adharma and surrender unto Krishna. So this is very bewildering to people. How can God tell anybody that you have to abandon dharma? You have to stop. You have to stop following all this dharma and just listen to me. Actually, what Krishna is doing is, he's systematically establishing the hierarchy. That we have to very carefully see. Hierarchy means what? There is some X level. Above that, there is Y level. Right? Like for example, in the Vedas and Upanishad, it is mentioned, it is said, Matrudevo bhava, Pitrudevo bhava, Atiti devo bhava, Acharya devo bhava. So it systematically establishes the hierarchy. Everybody is not equal. You cannot treat everybody same. You have to respect your father, mother, like God. Devo bhava. They are like gods. Right? And then it is said, Atiti devo bhava, the visitors, the guests should be treated like God. And then Acharya devo bhava, right? Means among all, these are devo bhava. Now there are so many people are there in this room. So who is the worshipable? Your father and mother are worshipable. Like this, it systematically brings people and tells so that now you know whom to listen, whom not to listen. Whom to accept, whom not to accept. So in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna is setting the hierarchy. First of all, Arjuna does not know what is right and wrong. So he says, I'm not able to decide what is right and wrong. I am thinking not fighting is right. Not doing the war is the right thing. But I also feel, no, I'm supposed to fight also. So I'm very confused. So that's why I surrender on to you. You please tell me what is the right thing to do. What is dharma for me? Right? So that means the dharma to begin with, the beginner's dharma is to understand what is right and wrong. So there are people who do not even know what is right and wrong. They think everything is right or everything is wrong. Anything, whatever you think is right. Like many times people say this. Just go ahead and do. Don't listen to anything. Now, whatever you think is right, just go ahead and do. So from that level, Krishna brings the first clear definition. Dharma means there is certain properly defined rights and certain properly defined wrongs. And Krishna is a God, so he establishes that. This is right, this is wrong. Now at last, sometimes what happens? You become, now this is right, this is wrong. We become obsessed with that definition of right and wrong. Okay? Like for example, we will make one menu. One menu we will define. The entire week, Monday is this, Tuesday is this, Wednesday is this, Thursday is like this. This is the menu. Let's say the in charge of this place makes one menu. It's approved by that in charge. Fine, this is the menu you have to make like this. Now, it is told to one, let's say, kitchen in charge or cook or whoever it is, you have to make sure this is the dharma. What is your dharma? Now this is defined very clearly. Otherwise, every day you will come and eat our head. I don't know what to cook. So I'm confused. You tell me. So I will define. This is what you should do. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like this. So it's clear. So that person is very clear. What is his dharma? Right? Now the in charge will come on Wednesday and say, okay, today you make, let's say, you make some aloo paratha. Oh, but this is not there in the list. According to what you have defined, today we are supposed to make some poha. Yeah, correct. That's what I've told. Now that you throw away what I've told. Now I'm telling you directly. You make this aloo paratha. Oh, no, I'm finding it very difficult. Because I'm supposed to follow whatever you're told. This is defined. This is dharma. Yes. So now, can you all tell me what is the spirit of dharma? Is that person wrong if he says that, see, I'm really bewildered. How can you tell me not to follow what is given to me? What is wrong here? Is that person wrong? If the cook says, you're asking me not to follow the timetable that you only have given. So that means what is the real spirit of dharma? What cook is following is also dharma, correct? But he is not understanding the spirit behind the dharma. What is that spirit? The spirit of dharma is very beautifully, perfectly captured by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita itself. You see, here he says, in the 73rd verse, Krishna told this Sarva Dharman Parityajam. In the 66th verse, he told this to whom? Arjuna. So Arjuna has to understand perfectly. You see here. Now Krishna continuously speaks till 72nd verse. After that only Arjuna speaks. So what Arjuna says tells you what is the perfect spirit behind dharma. Arjuna Vuvacha Nashtamoham Smritir Labdva Tvat Prasadan Mayachyuta Sthitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishye Vachanam Tava. See how beautifully Arjuna has caught the spirit of what is real dharma. He's saying that Karishye Vachanam Tava. I will do whatever you are asking me to do. Because that cooking timetable is also told by Krishna, let's say the authority or whoever it is, the in charge or head. Now you are asking me not to follow, that also is told by the same. The spirit is to follow the person, the owner or in charge or authority. That's the spirit. Out of the two, let's say I have given you one timetable. Now I am directly telling you what you should do. Out of the two, which is the top in the hierarchy? When I am directly coming and telling you. So that's what. Where is the confusion among the people? Why are they thinking this shloka must be wrong shloka? Oh, it must be sarva adharman parityajya. No, among the many things that Krishna has spoken, all are correct. But which is the topmost correct? When Krishna says, now you do this, doing that is the topmost correct. Is it clear?
In this program, maybe if God would have told, Dharma napi sarvesham, doing my thing is the supreme Dharma. So there would have been
No, there are many ways of expressing how he wants to express. So you are saying, no, if dharman, sarva dharman, you listen to my words, that is the topmost dharma. Not necessary to tell. It is very clearly made it, understanding. See here how Arjuna says, gata sandehaha. All my doubts are clarified. All my doubts are cleared. Now, Arjuna does not have a new doubt. Hare, Krishna, what is this? You only told me that you will establish Dharma, I should follow Dharma. Now you are telling me abandon all that. In fact, Arjuna replying to this verse only and saying that my all doubts are cleared. I don't have any doubts now. Why? Karishye vachanam tava. I have understood what is Dharma means. What is a Dharma? Doing what Krishna wants to do. That is the Dharma. That is the spirit of Dharma. So, again, I repeat this example, that if I give one timetable, if I happen to be the in charge and I give one cooking timetable and say this is how you should cook every day. Right? Let's say you are the hotel owner or you are the, this caterer owner or maybe temple, we make on this one. But that day we say, no, today you make this. But the cook is bewildered. How can you say this? How can I not follow this? Given by you only. Yes, you should always follow the timetable. But when the person who made the timetable comes and tells you, now you don't follow the timetable, that takes the precedence to what was told in the past. Is it clear? Any doubt on this? You should always follow what is told in the timetable. There is no doubt about it. That is also dharma only. But when the two dharmas are there here, one is timetable dharma, other one is directly that person is telling. That person only is telling, whoever has made. So out of these two, which takes the precedence? Which takes the precedence? Told by the person who made that timetable. So it is very clear. So that's how when Krishna says, first he went on establishing, it is like, somebody very expert cook will first tell you how to cook. See, normally you have to add like this, add like this, add like this and all in there. And then he says, okay, this is how normally you cook. Now you add like this. Oh no, but what you're telling now is a little different from what you done. See, that is the general way of doing it. But with my expertise, I'm telling you do like this. So now, because I am only asking you for certain reason, you do like this, and doing that is what actually is the real spirit of obeying that person. And what is Dharma? Again in 16th chapter also Krishna has established it. He says divine and demonic, in that he says divine people are those who are willing to obey the injunction of the Shastra. They have willingness to obey the injunctions of the Shastra. What is Shastra? Spoken by the Lord. It is like a timetable. It is a standard code and conduct given to us. It is like the will of the Lord is written down there. But the will of the Lord, when it is directly expressed, accepting that will is superior to what is recorded in the past. So that is why there is no contrast. There is no contradiction. If tomorrow somebody comes and asks you, if they study very nicely Bhagavad Gita and to show you this 2 words, see here God says, Dharma samsthapanarthaya, I come here to establish Dharma. Now he is only telling, throw away all the Dharma. Your God is confused, or your God is, confused. Either he is confused or he is confusing you, or he is incoherent in his words. No, he is not incoherent. Because Arjuna has clarified, Karishye Vachanam Tava. This is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, that we should do what God wants you to do. Like for example, this Mr. Gandhi, when he gave commentary on Bhagavad Gita, so he saw this kind of some bewildering things. He said that, God told in some of the verses, God said ahimsa. In Bhagavad Gita, you will find some verses comes ahimsa, kshantirarjavam, like that. Ahimsa you have to follow. This is one of the good quality and all that. And now Krishna is only telling, Arjuna, uttishtata, stand up and fight now. Then that Gandhi said, no, you have to follow ahimsa. Don't follow this Krishna's instruction that you should fight. Because fight is himsa. See, God only is contradicting. He wrote. He said that you should not follow this God's instruction of fight. You should follow ahimsa. And what he wrote in one of the books, he said, even if Muhammad Ghazni or Ghori comes and destroyed that Somnath temple and all this thing, even if they kill all the Hindus should be happily willing to sacrifice their life so that the virtue of ahimsa will be established. You see? So there is because of confusion. They have not understood. Maybe they have a good intention to follow Bhagavad Gita. They have a good intention, but unfortunately they are not guided properly by an expert acharya. Only an expert acharya like Srila Prabhupada can tell the truth as it is, because evam parampara praptam. This truth can be received in the parampara. If it is not received in parampara, this will be distorted like this. And people will have their own interpretation, and they will either think they'll try to correct the shloka, sarva dharman parityaja, or some people will think, no, I think, like just like this. Krishna told dharma samstapana. Now he's saying sarva dharman parityaja. So Gandhi also got confused like this. He said that Krishna is only saying ahimsa, kshantirarjavam. Now Krishna is saying you fight. No, better you follow ahimsa. Like some people said, better you follow dharma. Yes, Krishna is only saying ahimsa you have to follow in all circumstances. But there can be circumstances where there is a authorized himsa also. All the time, under all circumstances, one has to practice ahimsa. Means one is not interested to inflict any pain upon others in any manner. But there are circumstances where dharma, shastra, Supreme Lord allows. Like Krishna was telling Arjuna, shoot this arrow. Yes. So now you need a proper understanding to digest such things. So sometime in our devotee life also it happens like that. So say, the authorities will give an instruction, let's do like this. And then after that they will say, now, do like this. So they get confused, what should I do? What do you want me to do? You want me to do that, or you want me to do this? So what is the spirit? The spirit is, you have to follow the words. That is always superior. But when it comes to Krishna is a reference point. There is no, Krishna can tell anything and we have to just follow that because he is a Supreme Lord. But when it comes to others, whether a devotee guiding you or anybody, you also have to follow his live instruction. But that should always be in match with Guru Sadhu Shastra. If it is in line with Guru Sadhu Shastra, that the old instruction and the new instruction always takes the precedence. That is what Arjuna is saying, that Karishe Vachanam Tava. As you say, I will do. This is the spirit of Dharma. As you say, So what is the spirit of Krishna's instruction? This we can see beautifully in Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, all the friends and Krishna, Balaram, they were all in the forest. They were, tending the cows. And that day Krishna told early in the morning, he went to all his friends, come, let's go. So he took all friends early in the morning. They didn't even take their breakfast. So in the forest, they all came to Krishna and said, Krishna, oh Krishna who kills the enemy, you see now enemy called hunger is attacking us. Please help us. So Krishna said, oh really, don't worry. So go nearby. There are some brahmanas. They are doing some yagnika brahmanas. So please go and tell them that, some Krishna Balaram have come. Please give us some food, prasadam. So they went and asked and they got angry. They said, go away. How dare you ask this food which is kept for yagna? Go away from this place. So they came back. And then again Krishna told them, go to now their wives, Brahmana Patnis, and tell them Krishna Balaram are very hungry and they're asking for some food like this. So when they went and told, they immediately started packing everything, whatever they cooked. And the husband saw this, they came and they got so angry. They said, have you people gone crazy, mad? Do you know what are you doing? It's all cooked for yajna. How can you give away like this? They didn't even care for all these things. And they say, and not only they packed all the food, they said, we will personally come and hand over this to Krishna. Where is he? Shamam Hiranya Paridhim. They come and saw Krishna, how beautifully he was decorated, like a Natavara Vapuhu, like a dancer he was standing with all the flowers and Vanamalya wearing flower garland and decorated his face with the peacock feather and wearing, this golden garments and all that. And when they were trying to come to see Krishna with all those items that they had cooked, the husbands gave warning. If you go against our instruction, you will be abandoned. You will not be accepted back. See, those days, getting abandoned like this means it's over. Your whole life is finished. The social system was like that. You can't come back after that. So they didn't even care for all these things. They come to see Krishna because the Brahmana Patnis demonstrated which is more important in the hierarchy. Yes, obeying in the Vedic culture, obeying your Yagnik Brahmana husband, because he is not a bad person. He is, after all, following the Vedic culture and all, right? He is not a criminal fellow. So obeying a good husband is your dharma. And offering whatever you cooked for yagna is also your dharma. But when Krishna himself is asking that I want food, so that time giving that food to Krishna is the topmost dharma. So this, the Brahmana Patnis demonstrated. That is why that has been documented by Vyasadeva, who is the Supreme Court judge. Like in the Supreme Court judge, there will be one Chief Justice of India. Among all the judge, there is a Chief Justice of India. He can speak the final truth. After him, there is nobody else to speak, right? So like that Vyasadeva, Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasave. He is the Supreme Lord Vishnu, come as Vyasadeva to establish the final truth. And he has documented in Srimad Bhagavatam and told what this Yagnika Brahmana Patnis did is correct. Because satisfying Krishna takes the precedence over all the rules and regulation. It's not that Yagnik Brahmins were, they were doing some adharma. They wanted to follow dharma. To follow dharma only they said, no, you should not do all these things. But they were not able to understand when it comes to for directly pleasing the Lord and going by the rules and regulations given by the Lord only, when it comes to two, directly pleasing the Lord is superior. That is why in the Srimad Bhagavatam that pastime comes. And when the Yajna Patnis go back, Krishna tells them that please go back. And when they come back at that time, the husbands, the Yagnika Brahmanas, they admit this. Yes, we did mistake. We did mistake. So that is the essence that Krishna is establishing in Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, you will always see this kind of examples. When it comes to pleasing Krishna, The Vrindavan Vasis always go beyond all the previous dharma rules and regulations. That's why they're considered as topmost devotees. Vrajajana Palana. When in the devotees, you see, they get stuck. They get stuck with some predefined dharma. Like Madhavendra Puri says, so beautifully he says, what is that? Mugdham mam nigadantu niti nipunaha. Let my relatives call me I've gone mad. Let my friends call me that I've become crazy. Let some people think that I become very proud and puffed up. Let those who are expert in the sharp moralist accuse me that, oh, this fellow has become ahankari. He thinks he knows everything. Let them call whatever they want. My heart has become surrendered to the lotus feet of Krishna, Govinda. I can't take my heart from this. I want to follow whatever Krishna says. Even though it apparently looks like not following the dharma. So, here that why Bhagavad Gita is very revolutionary, because generally what you learn is you should follow dharma. That is fact. That is correct. But there is one more thing. What is that? When God himself comes and gives you an instruction, following that is superior. The point here is, this verse tells you that when Krishna told, I come to establish dharma, the same Krishna says, now you reject dharma. Out of the two, what you should do is, you should follow whatever Krishna says. That is the real dharma. So that dharma, when you understand, then there is no confusion. So we'll stop here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.